from the 40. This is a low kick. We are underway. One of the upend for Memorial fields it at the 30, and he spun out of bounds along the near side at about the 32-yard line. That was Brandon Burrows, one of the seniors for Memorial. So decent starting field position for the Crusaders. Again, the home team in red tonight. Red jerseys and pants with the blue helmets and lettering, white trim. Bedford in the road white jerseys, black pants and helmets and black lettering. It says Bulldogs underneath the collar. All right, we get our first look at Jeff Josephic, the 6'2" senior quarterback. He's flanked by a running back to each side as he stands in the shotgun with two receivers, one on each side. The give is to Kai Colson, the junior, trying to bounce it to the right side. He's got some yardage out across the 35, across the 40, and up to about the 42-yard line. A good gainer there, Steve, of 7 on the first play from scrimmage for Memorial.
Yeah, Memorial's line has impressed me, Nick. You know, if you can't, Kai looked for the hole, wasn't there, but they created a nice outside wall and a good seal block on the outside in, and he really scampered there, Nick. He looked very, very quick. We saw this in Goffstown in the beginning. Let's see if they can continue it.
Andrew Grundiskis, one of the junior corners for Bedford, with the tackle along the far sideline after a gain of 7. Set up 2nd down and 3 from the 42-yard line. Opening drive for Memorial. First carry for Seymour. He's going to come near side. The freshman has a first down and more. He'll spin across the 45, and he's tackled near midfield at about the Memorial 49-yard line. Looked like he was stopped there by Bedford's Alex Zwickow. Again, a first down for Memorial. First down of the drive.
Yeah, he's been an impressive runner. This is a good 1-2 punch, Nick, because they have different talents as far as running the ball. Almost the same blocking situation on the left side there where they had a nice seal block.
1st and 10 Memorial from officially their own 48. Just over a minute gone by. Opening drive, opening quarter. Josephic in the gun. Man to his left, Seymour takes the snap, hands to Seymour. He's got a hole across right guard, and he's going to drag a Bedford defender with him down to the Bulldog 45-yard line. Another 6-yard gain there as the freshman kept the legs turning. Bedford's Hayden Cheney on the stop. The senior with his first tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Crusaders.
I think this is the way the Crusaders have to plan their game. You know, their attack, Nick, is on the ground. Keep eating that clock. You know, you've already taken 2 minutes basically off the clock with a couple plays and 1 first down. This is what they have to do because you got to keep Coach Zach Matthews' high-powered offense off the field.
2nd down and 4 from the Bulldog 45. 2 minutes in, first quarter. Josephic again in the gun. He's got Colson and Seymour with him in the background, in the backfield. Bedford with 5 defensive linemen along the line of scrimmage. Snap taken, run left side this time. It's Colson. He's near the first down stick.
I think he's got it.
And, yep, first down. Say the officials. That was not Colson, Steve, rather, but Christian Sebo, an interesting player for Memorial. He lined it up there wide, out wide as a receiver, came across and took the handoff. He'll work out of the backfield. He'll work on special teams as well.
Yep, Coach Sturgis trying to go grind up the middle there, a couple off-tackle runs, but it's kind of worked inside. This way they went for the perimeter, and nice play call sequencing so far for Coach Sturgis and his offensive staff.
Memorial 2 first downs on this drive. It's a 1st and 10 from the Bedford 39-yard line. Coming up with 3 minutes gone by first quarter. Here's Colson. This time he's met up the middle. The ball comes out at the end of the run, but the officials mark him down first. So Colson did cough it up, but they say he was down in the backfield. It's a big 4-yard loss. A number of white jerseys coming up the middle, Steve, on what may have been a blitz there for Bedford.
Yeah, it was a blitz, and they really flooded that side of the ball. Looks like they recognized the motion on the play, and Bedford did a great job coming up and creating a brick wall there and that's an important 4-yard loss because now when you have a running attack, it forces them to go to the air. Bedford will take that play for sure.
Colin Sean Donnett from the middle linebacker spot led the attack there for Bedford. 2nd down and 14 after the loss for Memorial from the Bedford 43-yard line. Josephic on a quarterback keeper to his right, plants his foot, cuts his way back up to what looks like the original line of scrimmage, wrapped up around the legs by one of the Bedford defensive linemen, Michael Kubicki. It'll be 3rd down, it looks like Steve 10. 3rd and 10 from the Bedford 39-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, Bedford's got some big defensive linemen, Nick, and it looks to me like their handwork is improving as the game goes on. They're controlling the gaps a little better than they did in the first 4 or 5 plays. That's just one of those things. They're coming at you, and you're coming out, in a cold night. It takes a few plays to get rolling, and they're doing it now.
Big play here. Memorial facing a 3rd down and 10. Bedford's defense trying to force a 4th down and put an end to this drive. High snap, handoff, Colson right side on a sweep. He's got a lot of room as he cuts back to the middle. 1st down and more. Inside the 20, inside the 10, and he's tripped up at about the 5-yard line. A big run for Kai Colson. Going to get about 33 yards on the ground there on 3rd and 10 for the 1st down.
I like the call, Nick, because they've been hitting the perimeter the last couple plays there, and he goes right back up the middle. Nice blocking by the right guard. It was so hard to see the numbers. We'll get his number in a minute.
Memorial trying to keep this up-tempo. They're going to line up without a huddle inside the 5-yard line. Shotgun snap, handoff Colson, right side run. He's tackled very close to the goal line. The officials rule him down shy of the goal line. Again, Steve, it looked like the ball popped out at the end of that run. The officials say Colson was down. They're going to mark him inside the 1-yard line. A 2nd and goal coming up. Memorial's opening drive looking good nearly 5 minutes into this quarter.
Yeah, it's a cold night, Nick. A lot of snow. Frost on the piggy on that situation right there. And it's almost like a piece of ceramic when you go down and hit the ground. Don't be surprised if you see a lot of on-the-ground fumbles as they hit the ground.
Twin receivers right, wingback right as well. 2nd and goal from the 1. Memorial trying to get on the board first. Shotgun stack, Josephic wrapped up by Zwicky and taken down in the backfield. That was also Colin Chandanet, and it was maybe Chandanet who got him first. Either way, it's a 2-yard loss, and now Memorial facing a 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line as we head towards the midway point of this first quarter.
Yeah, this is deja vu all over again. Last week, Nick, you remember they were able to get right down on the 4 or 5 inside the 10-yard line 3 times. We're only able to score once. But the east-west stuff just isn't going to fly with this speedy defensive end core. I'd be looking to look up the middle or maybe a quick play-action pass. They haven't done it much. 2-down territory, I'm sure.
The back is the bulkier freshman Eric Seymour on 3rd and goal. Josephic in the gun. Wing back to the left. Bedford crowding the line of scrimmage, and now a whistle.
Delay a game. That's a tough call. That is a big call.
Wow.
That seems like a pretty early
a monster penalty here.
Penalty.
3rd and goal from the 3 now becomes 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. First mistake either way as we see the game's first penalty.
Yeah, we talked about that, Nick. You got to stay penalty free against a quality team like Bedford. Or as we talked about Goffstown last week, this Bedford squad just picked up a real advantage there because now their whole defensive strategy, Nick, changes. They can spread out a little bit and play more of a standard defense, and that's going to give them some extra strength.
They'll line up in a 4-3 now defensively. Memorial again in the gun. 3rd down and goal from the 8. Running back to the left. Snap taking, handoff up the middle. I believe that's Seymour. He breaks 1 tackle. He's inside the 5. He's very close.
I think they got the ball. Bedford got the ball.
May have come out, and yes, sir, the Bulldogs do force the turnover. Wow, Memorial had a 1st and goal from inside the 5. They turn the football over 2 plays later, and the Bulldog defense gets off the field without surrendering any points. We're inside of 6 minutes, first quarter. A 64-yard drive that stalls inside the 2-yard line for Memorial.
One of my keys to the game, Nick, if you recall, was to make sure that, when they get down in the red zone, they have to, especially the red zone, inside the 5-yard line, you got to get some points, and that's a very unfortunate situation there for Memorial.
They came away empty in the first half last week in a loss against Goffstown. Similar situation on a 1st and goal where they came away without points. Bedford's first play from scrimmage is a dive up the middle, and it's not going to result in much. It's the first carry for the Bulldog tailback Russell Irwin, one of the junior stars on this Bedford team that should touch the football a lot tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I think Coach Matthews is going to go very conservative here, Nick. They're thrilled that they were able to stop Memorial on that drive. And I think, deep in your own zone, they probably want to kick it. They have a good kicker. And, I don't think you're going to see anything really risky here this deep in the zone.
The quarterback, of course, is Joe Michael, second-year starter. He's the junior. He's in the shotgun. He's standing in his own end zone on 2nd and 10 from his own 1. A handoff here to the wingback. That's Solomon Sanchez, who's really a star on the ground and
Sure
through
is.
the air for Bedford. Great receiving threat. He's going to take this one only about a yard, up to about the 2-yard line. So 3rd down and 9 from the Bulldog 2 as they try to avoid a mistake here deep in their own end. Inside of 5 minutes first quarter, still no score.
Yeah, it's a tough night to pass the ball, Nick, in a risky situation. I imagine, they're going to try to, see if they can get a first down with a play up the middle or off tackle, whatever. But I'd be surprised if they throw the ball here. Maybe they will.
Memorial crouching the line. Linebacker showing blitz. Michael in the gun on 3rd and 8. Handoff Irwin. Sweep far side. Makes a cut. There's a flag on the play. He's out across the 10. For now, he has a Bedford first down. But again, the side judge threw the flag during the run, and this one may be against Bedford. If so, it's the first penalty tonight against the Bulldogs. As Steve, you called it, holding against Bedford.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's so we have fogged up windows here, and it's a long ways away.
You still saw it though.
I saw the hold. I just can't read the number. Imagine that.
Well, we'll take it.
And I don't want to say who I think it is because I'm not sure,
Right.
I don't want his mom and dad to get upset at me.
This is not only at the far side of the field; it's the far corner of the field is where the action is from our vantage point right now. So it's just a little tough to see the numbers here for sure. All right, coming up on 4 minutes. Meanwhile, the penalty was declined. Interesting by Memorial. Irwin's run did not result in a Bedford first down. It's actually short. I'd say about an inch, maybe 2 inches.
Well, I think
it's 4th down and 2. Bedford is going to punt the ball. 4th down and inches. Bulldogs not going to take any chances, though, from their own 10-yard line. Their punter is standing with his toes on the goal line. He takes a waist-high snap. Left-handed kick from Solomon, the punter. Takes a bounce at midfield. It's going to be fielded by Cote. Tries to shake off one man, but can't shake off two, as Chantonet comes in to finish him off at the Memorial 47-yard line. Not much of a return, but still good starting field position for drive number 2 as Memorial takes over. No score here inside of 4 minutes first quarter.
Well, like I said, they have a good punter. I've seen it on film, Nick, and he hit a whale of a punt right there. That's a very good high school punt. Great field advancement as far as Bedford's concerned, so deep in that zone. Memorial will take it. They got the ball back, but, if Memorial's going to get down inside the 10-yard line, inside the red zone, Nick, they got to score because you're not going to get away with, with success without, against a team like Bedford.
4 receiver set, 3 to the far side. Right, 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Josephix hands off out of the backfield. Colson right side, not much. Swallowed up by one of the big D linemen, Sam Lacombe, one of the tri-captains for Bedford. Senior was waiting there in the hole. No gain, 2nd down and 10.
Well, Lacombe family well known for bringing linemen into Bedford, and I don't know if that's the last one or not, but he made a nice play right there. He was able to get separation from the offensive lineman, Nick, come up and make the stick, and that's a good tackle. It does look like the field is hardening up a little bit as the temperature goes down. You can see they're starting to slip a little bit.
4-man front for Bedford on 2nd down and 10. 4 receivers set. Again, 3 to the far side right from Memorial. Josephic out of the gun. Throws far side. Caught for about a 5-yard gain leading up across midfield and inside the 48-yard line of Bedford. Goes the receiver there for Memorial. I believe that was the first grab of the night for the junior Sawyer Bergeron, who should be involved in the game plan moving forward tonight. That's his first grab for Memorial.
Yeah, Josephic came off the field to talk to his coordinator. You don't see that much anymore, and looked like the offensive coordinator on the right-hand side of our screen here has an idea. It'll be very interesting what this play call is.
Inside of 2.5 first quarter. Big 3rd and 3. They go back to the ground, up the middle for Seymour.
I don't think
it's
he's
going to be
got
close. It looks short. Alex Zwickau, with his second tackle. The Bedford linebacker was on his back pretty quickly there. They are, Steve, going to mark this short. It looks like 4th and a long 1.
Big decision.
4th down and a long 1 from the Bedford 44-yard line.
Yeah, they're sending Josephic in, Nick.
Yep. It looks like Memorial wants to go for it as we move inside of 2 minutes.
Well, I think he was pretty happy with his defensive stand down there against Bedford. Probably feels this is a risk worth taking. We'll see.
4th down and 1. The back is Colson, who's standing to Josephic's left.
It changed.
3 receivers. Snap taken, handoff up the middle, and again, it's very close. Not a whole lot of room.
He's not going to get a good spot, Nick. That's not a good spot. That's not a first down.
The Bedford defense celebrating like they just came up with the stop they wanted.
They're going to get a measurement.
Still no official signal.
Oh, Bedford. Bedford first down.
Yep, it is a Bulldog stop. So for the second straight drive, Memorial cannot convert on 4th down.
Credit Bedford, Nick, with a defensive line, the linebacker, the Mike linebacker, doing a great job of coming up and making the stick. That's not an easy thing to do. You know, you get 4th and 1 like that, and that's a good offensive line by Memorial. That's a great job by Bedford stopping that and getting the ball back.
Bulldogs take over, minute 35 to go in this scoreless first quarter. Second drive for the Bulldogs. First one ended with a punt after a 3-and-out. Snap taken by Sanchez, the receiver. He gives to Irwin, who tries to dive over right guard, but Memorial doing a good job rallying to the football. A gain of 1 maybe on that carry. Patrick Burke, the sophomore, given credit for the tackle on the Memorial side. No gain officially. 2nd down and 10 as this Bedford run game struggling to get going early.
It is struggling, but in this situation with this field position, Nick, it's a lot easier to pass the ball. I would expect on this player next to see some sort of a play-action pass.
Down to 1 minute. 2nd down and 9. They run a quarterback keeper near side, and Sanchez does turn the corner and gets about 4 yards. Tackled around the waist by Jacob Picard. It's a 2-yard gain, and now we have a 3rd down and 3rd and 3. Yep. Ball is at the 50-yard line. Clock continuing to tick, heading towards 30 seconds here.
You can see the field is hardening up, Nick, as the temperature goes down, and
fully dark here as well.
Fully dark, yep.
In Manchester.
But boy,
and another big play coming up here early. Bedford trying to keep the drive going from the 50-yard line. It may be the final play of the game, or the quarter, with just 15 seconds and counting. Little jump there before the snap. No flag, though. Handoff to Irwin, right side. He's got a first down, and he's going to spin into the Memorial territory, down inside the 45 to about the 41-yard line. Nearly 9 yards in the end for Irwin, his second 9-yard rip of this first quarter. And that is going to bring us to the end of this first quarter. A very fast-moving first quarter here in the Queen City, no score.
Yeah, Russell Irwin, nice job protecting the football, Nick, there. He's not looking to break it out and to keep it low risk when you're carrying that ball. You just want to, this does benefit Memorial in one sense because it does slow down a high-powered style offense that Bedford, when they're comfortable, love to run. But good job by Irwin holding on tight to the ball. That's good. Turnovers are going to be a big part of the game today.
Again, we welcome our broadcast partners tonight in conjunction with the NFHS, official partner of the NHIAA. You can find us on their channel as well. You can hear us on the radio dial, WBNH tonight, 105.1 FM in Bedford, carrying the broadcast, as well as on BCTV and MCTV. Again, we are Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, FNL NH Media. That's FNL NH Media on YouTube. And, of course, we appreciate our sponsor tonight as well. Nick Anastos, Steve Beals with you. First round matchup between Bedford and Memorial. Both teams looking for a right to advance to the quarterfinals, where they most likely will take on the Goffstown Grizzlies next week, barring an unforeseen upset by the Concord Crimson this weekend against Goffstown.
Yeah, I would say of all the games this year, that's probably the most unlikely, but always possible. That's why they play the games, but I would expect you're right, Nick.
All right. Bedford ball, start of the second quarter from the Memorial 41-yard line, handoff near side, Sanchez foot race. And he's going to go untouched into the end zone for a touchdown from 41 yards out. Solomon Sanchez opens up the second quarter with an exclamation point for Bedford. Untouched on the end-around sweep. He scores from 41 yards out, and the Bulldogs, just like that, are up 6-0.
Yeah, I give Sanchez he's a great athlete, but what he just did right there were the intangible things when a person really knows how to execute a play. He did a phenomenal job of faking and holding that read to the last second and then sprinting. So he's great athleticism. I don't know who. I think it was Irwin. I'm not sure, but that was one heck of a fake cell fake on the right-hand side, Nick.
Bedford going to go for two here,
excellent
Steve.
Execution.
Michael from the gun with Irwin to his left. Hand to Irwin, double reverse. Back to the near side comes Sanchez, and he's going to stretch this one out across the goal line for the two-point conversion. So Sanchez, a 41-yard touchdown run, and then a 2-yard two-point conversion puts the Bulldogs out in front 8-0, just 10 seconds into the second quarter.
And this is what happens when you get down inside the 10-yard line, Nick, and don't score. You give the ball back. Bedford starts feeling a little, playing a little downhill. But I tell you, the execution on that touchdown run, Nick, was absolutely, you couldn't get it any better. Sanchez did a terrific job, and the running back, ran just like he was booting it for the end zone on the other side, and that's what pulled that safety over, backed up the cornerback, and then Sanchez, just a complete wide open run all the way down, and nobody was going to catch him when he gets in the clear. Great job.
Yeah, he showed the wheels there and has already been active with a number of carries from the wingback spot,
yes,
which makes this Bulldog attack all that more dynamic.
Yeah, he's a special player.
They've got an 8-0 lead. The quarterback is also the kicker. Michael swings the right foot. This one is high in the air, floating near side, handled by Sebo at about the 20, trying to creep his way to the 25. He'll be planted there in the snow at about the 26-yard line as Bedford's gunner Hayden Cheney able to make the tackle. All right, so Memorial. Steve, they moved the football 64 yards on their opening drive, came away with no points. They fumbled inside the 2-yard line and then gambled on 4th down and short, couldn't come up with the first down in their second drive. So they've had some successes, but still find themselves trailing 8-0, looking for their first points.
Memorial has to play the game that got them that 65 yards, Nick, and keep playing it. Don't change a game plan. They've been pretty successful running the ball. Don't change anything.
Two backs in the gun set, handoff near side. Colson has some room, nearly tripped, but now he's got a first down and more. Out to the 50-yard line. Spun down in Bedford territory at the 49-yard line. Kai Colson able to rip one 24 yards for Memorial first down.
And great job shooting that straight vector back. Had a great angle of attack. Was Dylan Kombani did a terrific job, saved a touchdown right there. He did exactly what he's supposed to do on the backside, Nick. He took the right angle, and otherwise Colson was in the end zone.
Bulldogs in a 4-3. Memorial back in the gun. Josephic hands to Seymour. Good cut by the freshman. He's going to pick up 5 here. Inside the 45, down to the Bulldog 41-yard line, where he's gang tackled there, led by the cornerback Andrew Grudinskis. So a good run there by Seymour, the freshman, who has split carries pretty evenly so far with his junior teammate.
It just
Kai
doesn't
Colson.
seem possible, Nick, to have a freshman with that much maturity and that much capable running. It's just really special. Against his own peers, maybe JV, but I got to tell you, Nick, this kid's really going to be he'll be fun to watch the next 3 years after this year.
Meanwhile, a Bedford player having looks like a shoelace issue. The officials blow the whistle to stop this one with an upcoming 2nd down and 5. That's the linebacker Colin Chandonnet, who's been very active for Bedford.
He sure has.
He was down there trying to tie what looked like his right shoe. Now he's on his feet trying to get his glove back on.
Okay, so now you got a situation here where it looks like Bedford's starting to step up a little bit. Looks like the safeties are a little closer. This might be an opportunity for a passing play, Nick.
They're hugging the edge as well. They're going to bring an extra Russell, but Memorial runs the other way. On 2nd and 5, they go left side. Again, that's Seymour. This time, not a whole lot. Maybe down inside the 40. They might give him a yard or 2. It'll still be 3rd down and what looks like 3 on the way here. Crucial down and distance for Memorial. 2 minutes into the second quarter. They trail 8-0, trying to keep this drive alive at the Bedford 39.
Yeah, what's going on with Bedford right now is they're stepping up a little bit, trying to contain that run, Nick. That opens up some passing lanes behind the linebackers, and if they can push the cornerbacks back, a release pass, something like that, even a screen, Bedford's getting aggressive on defense because they're They're losing the battle on the running game right now.
Tight end right, receiver out to each side. Shotgun give, near side. This is Sebo's second carry. He's got a first down. Good cut along the near sideline, inside the 40, inside the 35 to the 32-yard line before he was spun down by Hayden Chaney. Meanwhile, there is a Bulldog defender still down, apparently shaken up. The officials again are going to call for time.
He's okay. He got twisted a little bit as he was brought down, Nick. I think he came down in a kind of a.
That's Kumbani, who you mentioned a moment ago.
He's playing a good game.
Got a little twisted up. It looks like he's grabbing his lower back. He is walking off the field to the far side underneath his own power after a quick word with the Bedford trainer. So he is going to jog away, and it looks like
he'll be back
set to return, right?
Yeah.
But he's at least going to have to sit out this play. So here comes Memorial, fresh off the first down. They got a 1st and 10 in front of them at the Bedford 28-yard line, trying to get inside the red zone for the second time in this first half. Nearly 3 minutes in second quarter. 4-man front for Bedford. Shotgun snap. Throw near side. Josephic has a man. It's complete to Bergeron, who is spun out of bounds just shy of the first down marker. Memorial going to the air for the first time, Steve. It's a 9-yard hookup.
That's been there. Cornerbacks are releasing. You know, they're giving him a pretty soft cushion this close to the end zone, and I think it's kind of a bend but no break. And Coach Sturgis is an offensive group saw that, and they exploited it. So this is what a good running game can do for you. And unlike last week, looks like Coach Sturgis and crew is sticking with it.
Yeah, good point. That was one of your pregame keys for sure. Establish the run. Memorial has done that here on their third drive. They put a man in motion. Shotgun snap, Josephic. The run is up the middle. That is Colson, who makes a nice jump cut. He's got the first down and more. Down inside the 10-yard line. They get him down at the 9, so a 1st and goal on the way for Memorial. Tackle made there by one of the Bedford defensive ends. That was Mike Kubicki, his second tackle.
Critical for Memorial, Nick. If they're going to stay in this game with a team of the quality of Bedford, they gotta get something here. They got to get on the scoreboard. This is
second time they've been inside the 10-yard line with a goal-to-go series. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Memorial wants to get this or keep this thing close. They hand right side. Colson is crunched about 3 yards downfield. He was hit first by the Bulldogs' Colby Snow. The sophomore pumping his fist after making the tackle. Still a positive gain of about a yard. 2nd down and goal from the 8 on the way.
It is, Nick, but Kai could have got in the end zone if he had cut inside. He made the wrong choice going outside, but, boy, he doesn't make the wrong choice very often. But I think if he had made an inside cut, he might have been able to break it.
Still a pretty good stick by Snow.
It sure is.
Who had some help there from one of the outside linebackers, Parker Henrichen. All right. Josephic breaks the huddle, running back to each side, his left and his right. He's in the gun, receiver right and left as well, tight end right. Handoff Sebo, trying to bounce one left side, tries to cut back to the line of scrimmage, but he's going to be wrestled down right there. Is again Colin Chandonet.
Yeah, you called it,
first
Nick.
Got him around the waist, his 3rd tackle unofficially. And again, Memorial hitting the skids here a little bit, Steve. 3rd down and goal again from the 8, deja vu from back on their first drive.
Put that binoculars away. You don't need those. You've been calling 3 guys perfectly every single time. You don't need those things.
A little friendlier down this end.
Good set of eyes, Nick.
A little tougher down the other end.
Yes, it is. I agree. A little darker down that side.
Yep. All right, 3rd down and goal from the 7. Josephic. The back to his left is Seymour. Shotgun snap. They give to Seymour. The freshman has a big hole up the middle. He's hit just shy of the goal line, and he's stopped again inside the 1-yard line, so it'll be 4th and goal from the 1.
This is just unreal. This team has been down inside the 5-yard line or 10-yard line, Nick. What's that? This is the 7th time, and I don't think that they've only scored once last week, so they got a 4th down. This is critical in this game. Otherwise, the defensive momentum of Bedford is just going to stand too tall, and it's going to be very difficult to give the ball back to Bedford on a kickoff or give it back on the 1-yard line, Nick. It's going to be This is a big play for Memorial in this game. You got to give Coach Sturgis credit, though. This is a Memorial team that didn't win a game for how many years? I mean, 4 years, and he's got this team moving the ball methodically. I give this guy a lot of credit. We had him on our Rewind show on last Monday. Just very impressed with how in tune he was with his team, and I think he's been calling some good play sequencing this week, and you got to. It's so important to. You have a big loss like last week. You got to go back to the fundamentals, and he's doing it today.
Meanwhile, timeout on the field called by Bedford. First time called timeout. Either way, big play for Memorial. Steve, big play for Bedford as well. Coach Matthews senses that, calls the timeout, wants to gather his troops to try and keep this at an 8-0 game.
And look at it. If Bedford makes this stop, regardless of Memorial going down the field, they bent, but they didn't break. And they have one stop down there, caused a fumble, got the ball back. This is one of the probably 4 or 5 plays we're going to look back to in this game no matter what.
Yep, biggest play so far.
Yep.
For sure. 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line. Memorial trying to get on the board, trailing Bedford 8-0 with 5 minutes gone by in this second quarter. We're ready to go. Josephic is in the gun. Again, a back to each side. Again, a receiver to each side. Bedford showing blitz on the edge. Josephic, the senior, looking over the offensive line. Takes the wayside snap, handoff. Right side. Seymour is in the end zone. Touchdown, Memorial.
That's big, Nick.
The freshman, Eric Seymour, takes it over right guard for the touchdown, and Memorial is within 2 at 8-6.
I give this offensive line, the running backs speak for themselves. We see them on every play, Nick. They've done a terrific job all game. But that offensive line, he's got a heck of a good unit there. They're big, they're strong, they stay low. They come out, they hit their blocks, they maintain them, they get the defenders close, they hold them inside, and they've done a great job against a very good Bedford defense. So this is a big play here, too. But they got on the board, Nick. That's going to break that ice for them so that all of a sudden you start running downhill, your sneakers feel light, just feel better.
Memorial, down 2, is going to elect to kick the extra point here. Too early in the game to go for 2, according to Coach Sturgis. The quarterback is also the holder. That's Josephic.
Coach Sturgis, Nick, saying we're going to do what we do well. They have a good kicker.
Meanwhile, the snap taken, the whistle is blown, and the play is blown dead.
What is this?
Not sure.
There's a conference going on.
Jacob Calabro is the kicker. The junior did get off a kick, but again, they had blown it dead.
Bedford's offsides.
Yep. Just the 3rd total penalty.
Yeah.
In this first half, 2 now, including that one there against the Bulldogs.
I mean, you're not really going to lose anything, Nick, with the offsides. I mean,
does that change the call here, though? Because they go half the distance. So now the football not lined up at the 2, but at the 1-yard line. Is that enough of an enticement for Memorial to try to go for 2?
I think they are. Yeah, they got Josephic going out there, so unless he's the holder, Nick, I couldn't tell.
So that could be a big penalty in the end for
Bedford. Now that you
mention
it, yes.
Depending on what happens here.
Yep.
Because Memorial is going to go for 2 to try to tie this game at 8. 5 minutes in, second quarter. The ball at the 1-yard line, not the 2, at the 1 after the penalty. Josephic, again with Colson and Seymour as the backs in the gun. Handoff up the middle. This time it's Colson, and this time he's in. 2-point conversion is good for Memorial. And the football game is tied with 7 minutes to go until halftime.
Yeah, you're the home team. You've got to do that, Nick. And look at these guys right now. They're coming off the field. The coaches are connecting with the players. And, you know, you can see the way the players ran off. We saw this in Goffstown when they had a lot of mistakes last week, Nick. The shoulders kind of hung. Helmets went down. This is a big, big thing for them to be able to accomplish against a very solid team in Bedford when you're kind of coming into the game as a clear underdog, and I think that's a fair thing to say given what most of the press that I read. This is really a big deal for Memorial. And I like this offensive line. We watched it last week. I told you I was really impressed with these young men. They do a terrific job, and they work well together. They're a unit rather than a bunch of guys kind of doing their own thing. So kudos to the offensive line coach, whoever that is. You've done a great job with these young men.
Good job on Memorial on that drive, too, Steve. It goes nearly 5 minutes, over 70 yards, and, again, a crucial 4th down and goal from the 1.
Yeah, there's no way that I would give this to I would give them a run back. That Bedford is just loaded with talent when it comes to any one of those back 2 guys, and actually back 4 gentlemen. They're all good runners. I wouldn't let them do it.
The 2 deepest are Sanchez and Kumbani, who exited the game a moment ago with an apparent injury. He is okay. This is a squib kick fielded by Sanchez. He's going to sneak his way all the way to midfield for his tackle from behind around the waist. by Memorial's Will Clark.
Do not understand that call. You don't kick it to Sanchez, Nick, under any circumstance. This is one of the best kick returners that I've seen in the state on film. There's a lot of good ones, but this guy's outstanding. I would kick it the other way, and because Sanchez can just break it on his own with his incredible speed and cutting capability. Really surprised they kicked it to the right side, but they made out okay.
Third drive for the Bulldogs, and the best starting field position of the first half for Bedford. 5 minutes in, 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line against a four-man front, three receivers set, and a flag and a whistle is going to blow this one dead before the snap.
False start, I think, Nick, on the right guard. I'm not sure. Or it was motion in the side. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. That's not what Bedford wanted with coming out with good field position. That, in the cold weather, this isn't a warm field, Nick, with blue skies and sunshine.
No.
Yeah, yardage comes hard, and
so a 5-yard penalty on the false start. Backs Bedford up to their own 43-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 15.
That's a long 5 yards right there.
They'll keep the same set on the field. Three receivers, two to the far side right, stacked back-to-back. With Irwin, it looks like, as the tailback. Michael takes the handoff, fakes the handoff, and runs right side for about 4 yards. A little shy of that original line of scrimmage. Tackled along the far side edge by the Memorial defensive end, Jose Roebuck. It'll be 2nd down and 12 after a 3-yard pickup.
So much of the of running a spread, Nick, and is so important that the fakes are sold well of all personnel touching the ball or not. And Michael's doing a great job with that.
Up-tempo offense. Bedford trying to keep Memorial on their toes. 8-8 tie, nearly midway through second quarter. Back to the air. This one is broken up, incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Right around the original line of scrimmage on the far side. It was Josephic in the area, but I believe it was Joe Calabro, the man who almost picked it off, jumped in front of the intended target, and nearly took it the other way.
I was looking for the yellow rag, Nick, because it looked like he was going over the back, but you know what it was? He got away with it because he was all going for the ball, and the refs will give you the benefit of the doubt if you probably the right call there. Great defensive play.
Intended for Aaron Scaling. 3rd down now and 12. Memorial trying to force a punt. Sanchez in motion to the near side. Snap taking the hand to Sanchez near side. He's looking for the 1st down, but he may have stepped out just shy. A good 12-yard pickup. We'll see where they mark him.
Yeah, he's got it.
They made sure that he did have the 1st down before he stepped out of bounds along the Memorial sideline. So Sanchez with a 12-yard run. Remember, he had the 41-yard touchdown run for Bedford to begin the quarter. He moves the sticks here to set up a 1st and 10.
Yeah, we talked earlier. We'll wait till after the play, Nick. Go ahead.
1st and 10 from the Bedford 39-yard line midway through second quarter. 8-8 the score here in this first-round playoff game. Michael takes the snap and throws an incomplete pass to the far side flat, trying to hook up. It looked like with a screen that went wrong there for Solomon Sanchez.
That was a risky pass. That thing was hanging up there, Nick. It didn't have a lot of velocity on it, and there was a couple defenders on Memorial coming across, and that could have been picked off. But
looked like some miscommunication somewhere.
Yeah. Looks like the tempo of Bedford is speeding up. Looks like Coach Matthews wants to use that to
his advantage. All right. Got tight end set here, left side, three receivers. Handoff Irwin. He hasn't touched it in a while. And he's going to pick up a 1st down along the near sideline. Stay inbounds before he's finally driven out inside, the 10-yard line.
Yep.
It's going to go for nearly 30 yards in the end. Irwin just stayed upright and kept going down the field.
Great job by Irwin. Great run. Take nothing away from him. But these hook blocks in these last two plays, Nick, have been absolutely fantastic. Bedford is doing a great job of hooking them inside, doing it legally, got the hands in tight and tying up the outside defender and getting the off tackle open.
A good block by the receiver, Kumbani, on that one as well. They go up the middle to Irwin. This time Memorial's all over it. On 1st and 10, the run up the middle is stuffed. Cote coming from the outside to make the stop for Memorial. Past the midway point here, second quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 11 officially from the Memorial 12-yard line. Bulldogs going to keep the offense right up there at the line of scrimmage. And now Michael pumps the brakes, looks over his right shoulder at that far sideline where Coach Matthews and company flashing the signals.
expect the perimeter, Nick. They're going to keep on attacking. I think Coach Matthews is going to keep on attacking the outside.
The junior quarterback is ready. 3 receivers set. Sanchez in motion from the near side. They hand it to him, trying to find some room on the right side. Able to plant the foot, cuts inside the 10, and it's finally whistled down as Memorial able to rally to the football for the gang tackle. Tough to see where they're going to spot this one, Steve. It's inside the 10, close to, the 8 or so yard line.
It looks like it. About
in the end, Sanchez got about 3 yards on that carry as we move inside of 5 minutes to go. 3rd down and 8 coming from just inside the 10.
Memorial's really got to fight for outside position to contain these great runners from Bedford if they're going to have any chance of stopping a touchdown. Looks like they're moving their cornerbacks way back. I'm really surprised. Look how far back he is.
3rd and 8 from the 10-yard line. Bedford trying to reclaim the lead and break this 8-8 tie as we move inside of 5 minutes. Snap taken, Michael looking left, throwing over the middle. It's incomplete. Trying to find a man out of the slot. Kumbani, the intended target, made a diving effort there, Steve, around the goal line, but the pass off target, incomplete. 4th down now and 8 coming from the 10-yard line. Bedford in field goal range, and now
they're going to bring him. Really surprised at that play, Nick, that play call. Really surprised.
They're going to get a fresh football, and it looks like they are going to try and kick this one to retake the lead.
Yeah, I mean, you're just having abundant success going off tackle and outside, Nick, on the sweeps, and you throw a low percentage pass. I mean, it's just they couldn't stop them.
Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is good as well.
Good kick.
Well, that's about a 27-yarder. And it's Joe Michael, the quarterback, off his right foot. Dual duties as the kicker as well. Bedford retakes the lead as they go 52 yards on that drive. Capped off with the 27-yard field goal. It's 11-8 in favor of the Bulldogs with 4 minutes and change to go before halftime.
Yeah, I think that, they got a good kicking game, Nick, Bedford does. As far, the kickoffs, the punts, the field goals, they got a nice crew. They always do. They always seem to put together a good kicking crew. And that situation that helped them is just too far to go, to try to get it in the end zone. As I was talking earlier, I'm really surprised that they called a pass there, why they didn't go with one of those jet sweeps or an off-tackle run. The outside blocking was just fabulous by Bedford. But nevertheless, they got 3 points on the board. But how about Memorial here? 4:17 left in the second quarter, Nick. They have an opportunity to go down the field and potentially get ahead.
Yeah. See how they want to manage this here. Plenty of time before halftime. Michael's kick is sky high. It's bobbled on the far sideline out across the 20 by one of the return men. I believe that was Seymour. Had to jump back on top of it at about the 23-yard line. So Memorial will come out 1st and 10 officially from their own 23. Yes, that was Seymour, the man who has scored Memorial's lone touchdown tonight. To recap, Solomon Sanchez on the first play of the second quarter had a 41-yard touchdown run where he went untouched into the end zone. He also converted the 2-point try to put Bedford in front 8-0. About 5 minutes later, Memorial got on the board on a big 4th and goal from the 1. Eric Seymour, the freshman, scored the touchdown. Colson, the 2-point try, tied the game at 8. And then a moment ago, Joe Michael from 27 yards out, the field goal to give Bedford the lead once again. Memorial on 1st and 10. They stick to the ground. They go up the middle. And they get close to 5, maybe 6 yards on that dive play.
Is that Seymour again?
No, it was Seymour.
This kid is something else.
Seymour and Colson have split the carries evenly in this first half for Memorial. Inside of 4 minutes now, 2nd and 5 coming from the Crusader 30.
Yeah, Coach Sturgis and his offensive crew done a nice job, using them in balance. And but the offensive line, Nick, is just giving them the opportunity to move the ball. I mean, these sort of gains are good for them.
Receiver each side. Josephic ready on 2nd and 5. Hand to Colson. Good cut. Has a hole. Has a first down. 6-yard carry out across the 40. Out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. 6-yard gainer for Colson. Tackle made on the far side by Grundiskis. Memorial keeping the tempo, up pace. Handoff, Colson, left side, cuts it back up middle. And again, it takes 2 Bulldogs to bring him down. Make it a 10, 12-yard gain there. Again, Grundiskis coming out of the secondary to make the stop Well, the Memorial run game moving well right now, Steve, as we head towards 3 minutes until halftime.
Yeah, the run game's working because they got two running backs that hit the hole hard, wait for their blocks when they need to. Excellent intangible capability when either one of these guys runs the ball. The scary thing is it's a freshman and a junior. They're going to be back next year.
From their own 47-yard line, Memorial inside of 3 minutes, trying to get into field goal range to perhaps tie the game at halftime. They'll go to the air. Near side, incomplete. Bergeron had it in his hands about 5 yards downfield, but drops it in front of his teammates on the home sideline. In on the coverage for Bedford was Owen Christopher. Incompletion leads to 2nd and 10.
If you're going to do that, do it on first down. Absolutely get the pass out of it. But they're just moving the ball, Nick, so well, running the ball. And it does wear the defense down when you keep coming at them like that. And, they've got about 2,500 pounds on the line there, Nick, that is just well-trained and just driving and giving the Bedford defensive line everything they handle and making it tough vision for the linebackers. I'm sure if you ask both of them, they'll say the vision's difficult out there.
Running back to either side of the quarterback here in the gun on 2nd down and 10. Handoff left side. That is Sebo on a stretch. 3rd carry for the wide receiver. Flag comes in as he's tackled out of bounds about 5 yards down the field. But again, 2 different officials threw flags on this play. And it may be in the area of holding. If so, only the second Memorial penalty of this first half. It will go against the Crusaders.
Comes at a critical time, though. You got 2:38 left, Nick. I think Bedford has at least 2 timeouts left. And I think they have 2 timeouts left. And, you don't want to stall this drive if you're Memorial, because with that potent offense of Bedford, that's plenty of time from a high-tempo offense to so that's a costly penalty when you have the flow going.
Potential drive killer. This is going to back Memorial all the way back to their own 35-yard line. Set up a 2nd down and 22. The official blows the whistle. The clock begins to tick once again. Down to 2.5 to go, second quarter. Bedford leading 11-8. Josephic in the gun on 2nd and a mile. They go back to the ground. Seymour with a little bit of room right side. Takes advantage, goes up across the 40 to about the 41-yard line before he's tackled by Zwickau.
Josephic still talking to his coach. They have not declared punt yet.
Bedford content with letting
third down. It's third down.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's third.
The penalty. Right. I'm sorry.
3rd and 15, 2 minutes to go now. Clock continuing to tick. You would imagine if Bedford gets a stop here, the Bulldogs may call for time to try and preserve some more time for their offense. Bedford with 2 timeouts left. Memorial has all 3. All right, Josephic in the gun. Down to 1:40 and counting. Bedford going to bring heat. Snap taken. Handoff up the middle. Ball comes out. I thought I heard somebody say ball.
I don't think so.
The officials now blow the whistle.
Yeah, 4th down.
It'll be 4th down, and
I think
Bedford just called a timeout. They've stopped the clock, at least for the moment, with 1:32 to go, and I think the Bulldogs just called their second timeout.
I don't think they were calling ball. I think they went because of the tremendous stand-up hit. Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, the play resulted in no gain. So 4th and 16 on the way. Bedford with an 11-8 lead. A touchdown by Sanchez, a field goal by Michael, accounting for the Bedford scoring of this first half. Eric Seymour's 1-yard touchdown and Colson's 2-point try, accounting for the 8 Memorial points. Coming up at halftime, a look around the league. First round action in the NHIAA playoffs tonight. Keep our eye on the other 7 games going on in Division I. We'll preview tomorrow's matchup that will be out on the Seacoast as well, Exeter at Dover. And we'll recap the first half from here in Manchester, get you set for the final 2 quarters as well. That's coming up in just a moment.
It's a great game.
At halftime.
Great game, Nick. Looking forward to that tomorrow. That's going to be a battle.
4th and 16. Memorial set to punt the football. Low snap. Handled, though, well. Bergeron gets it off his right foot, not quite cleanly. Does bounce inside the 40, out of bounds, inside the 35, at the Bedford 33-yard line. So in the end, not a bad punt at all. No return. Bedford comes out on the field with 1:24 to go before the break.
That was all planned, Nick. That was all sideline stuff. There was no way that Coach Sturgis was going to allow Sanchez to get that ball on that punt. And I would have liked to get a few more yards, but all in all, not too bad for Memorial. And if they can defend this and win 11-8, I would say that Memorial's going to be, relatively satisfied.
And
with
again,
the game
if you're just joining us, man, Memorial had a lengthy opening drive, stalled out inside the 10-yard line, where they came away with no points. But despite that, still hanging around with two-time Division I champion Bedford. Michael, deep down the sideline, incomplete. A jump ball one-on-one there, intended for Owen Christopher.
Dennis Cody
Was with him step for step. It goes incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, Bedford's offense is unique. The 119 doesn't mean anything. A couple good breaking plays. They've got that great kicker. I'm sure that's probably what they're looking to do. And, boy, that was a great defensive play right there, Nick, because, without that excellent recovery, that could have gone all the way.
Michael in the gun, Christopher to his left. 2nd down and 10, Bedford from their own 33-yard line. Minute 17, snap taken. It's a screen, and it's blown up. Ball is loose. Now they say incomplete. Trying to hook up Aaron Scaling on a screen. Memorial sniffed that out from the get-go.
They sure did.
And a big blow was delivered there by Cody, who's having quite a series on defense.
That was close, but I think the refs made the right call, Nick. I don't think he ever had any control of that, and that was a big stick right there. That was a jarring hit, and that'll motivate the defense up. The crowd certainly liked it. We had a couple parents down below us. You could certainly hear them.
You can hear a little bit of the banging on the aluminum bleachers as well here on the home sideline. Big play for the home team. Memorial defense with a minute 12 to go in this first half. Trying to get off the field. Bedford facing a 3rd and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Michael's going to spread them all out. 2 receivers each side. Memorial going to bring pressure. 4-man rush. Michael looks to throw across the middle. Incomplete. Kubani had it in and out of his hands at about the 40-yard line. The receiver upset with himself. Cote on the coverage once again. And Bedford forced to punt with a minute 7, still holding on to an 11-8 lead.
When you play a team like Bedford that runs a high-powered offense like that, Nick, if your defensive secondary is playing in unison and playing well, which it looks like Memorial, the defensive secondary is doing a much better job than they did against Goffstown last week. Remember, there was a couple mix-up where there was nobody there. This is a good showing by the defensive backfield of
They have not been
Memorial.
They have not been fooled. They have not been caught off guard. It's been a very crisp performance, not just by the back four of the secondary, but really this whole unit in red tonight.
Absolutely.
For the Crusaders certainly holding their own in this first half.
I mean, the Trenches proved themselves to me that they were a formidable group last week, but the defensive secondary Memorial showing they are as well. But, Bedford's ahead 11-8 right now, and, if you look back, and if Memorial was able to score, the Crusaders able to put in the end zone first time, you're looking at a very different game. But all things considered, this is a much better half for Memorial than what we saw last week. I think Bedford probably would like to be a little further ahead than they are right now, especially being away. Which, I was talking to Bill Jennings, the great Bill Jennings from BCTV, and we were talking before the game, and talking about how these coins are flipped, how they figure out, home team in a way that this NHIA does the best they can in the circumstances. The bottom line, give them credit, because all our boys are playing here, except Pinkerton in Division I. And so something's going right.
Right. All right. Sanchez from his own 15 takes a high snap, avoids the rush from Sebo, gets off a high punt, takes a bounce, and then really comes to a dead stop. Not much of a roll after that bounce. And this benefits Memorial. They'll take over at their own 45-yard line. Still 59 seconds to go before halftime. Memorial still armed with 2 timeouts as well.
Watching the kickers before the game a little bit, and then, his kick, did he kick for the extra point? Not a perfect way to measure, but looked to me like they'll have to get down inside the 20-yard line at least, Nick, to be able to put in something under 35 yards to have a fair shot at a field goal. But with 58 seconds, they got 2 timeouts left?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
anything's possible. I think the playbook's still pretty much open.
It sure is.
All right.
You got Kai Colson,
It's been a run-heavy attack from Memorial in this first half. Only a handful of pass attempts for Josephic, the senior quarterback. He'll face a three-man rush on 1st and 10. Back to throw near midfield to the far side. It is bobbled and then possibly intercepted. The officials say yes. Taken away by Bedford's Alex Swickow.
That is a heck of an athletic play right
Able
there.
to wrestle it away from the receiver over the top. Second Memorial turnover of this first half. And it's a big, big defensive play for the Bulldogs.
It sure is, because they have a kicker that, as long as they're inside of 30 yards, Nick, he's got a shot. I mean, it'd be tough, but it can happen. He's got a great leg. And, that's a costly play. Not sure I wouldn't have put it in Colson's hand in that situation, Nick. But, I mean, you can't really expect that. I mean,
just a great play,
a great play. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. That's just great defensive.
Yeah, Zwickow.
Concentration.
Great two-way player. He'll line up here on the offensive side as a tight end for Bedford as they take over at the Memorial 48-yard line. 52 seconds to go. Bedford trying to build on an 11-8 lead. Michael in the gun. Four-man rush. Has time. Deep down the near sideline. Looking for Sanchez. Has him at the 20. Stiff arm at the 15. Dances inside the 10 and steps out of bounds at about the 9-yard line. Sanchez.
How big is that play now?
From Michael. It's a big one, and it sets up Bedford again, 1st and goal.
No, I meant the interception, Nick. How big is that now? And you got Sanchez. You have to always be thinking about facing him on offense. And, always beware. Just keep that offense off the field, because with this guy, anything can happen in a very short period of time. That's exactly what happened with Memorial right now. They're 11-8, can go in with all positive, and that great defensive play. And then you've got Sanchez being able to take the ball and do amazing things with it at any time in short order, and that's what they're facing right now. This is critical that they don't let in 6 or 7, Nick, or 8. They got to keep this to a field goal.
1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Michael, who took the play a moment ago right from the horse's mouth. Coach Matthews on that far sideline, ready to go. He's got Irwin to his left in the shotgun set. Now the officials again are going to say, hold on, timeout Memorial.
Yeah,
Crusaders call their second timeout.
Why not?
Again, still 42 seconds to go in this extensive second quarter.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to call a timeout there. They, come out with their offensive set. Now you can take a look at what their first option was, and kind of force them to go to a second option. And at least you take one play, their primary play here, out of the playbook. Probably a pretty good call where you can burn it. I mean, there's not enough time. Even if they ever get the ball back, they're going to be able to go down and score. So why not?
Again, coming up at halftime, a look at the Granite State scoreboard. First round tournament action tonight. It continues tomorrow in Division I. We'll be out on the Seacoast for Exeter and Dover. That comes your way live at 2 Eastern. And, plenty of action to get you caught up on. That's coming up in a few minutes. We'll recap this one as well as preview the second half. Bedford, widely seen as the favorite tonight, although both teams were 3-2 in the regular season. Memorial was given the right to host tonight. The winner will take on most likely Goffstown, barring an borderline unbelievable upset from Concord. That Goffstown-Concord game, by the way, is played tomorrow in Goffstown in the afternoon.
If you assume that's Goffstown does win, which we never want to say, that's why they play the game, but if you have to go into Goffstown if they're victorious, that's a tough job.
It certainly is. All right, 42 seconds out of the timeout. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Bedford trying to stretch this 11-8 lead. Michael in the pistol, Irvin behind him. He drops back to throw. He comes near side, fires to Solomon Sanchez, who is spun down inbounds just a yard or so down the field.
Well, they got one timeout, so Coach Matthews is going to let it run here. They're going to try to get the quick snap.
Cote on the tackle.
He wants to save his timeout.
Sanchez trying to get out of bounds, but Cote spun him down inbounds to keep that clock running. Meanwhile, Bedford okay with letting it tick. We're down to 15 seconds. Michael in the gun. Irwin behind him. 2 receivers right side. He's going to throw left. Jump ball up in the air for Kumbani. He couldn't locate it. It's incomplete in the near corner. It stops the clock with 9 seconds to go.
Yeah, he may have to kick here, Nick, because what you don't want to do is have a long play where all of a sudden,
3rd and goal from the 5 is the official
looks
down
like he's going to go for it.
3rd and goal from the 5. Bedford has 1 timeout and 9 seconds to work with.
If it was
add to this
10 or 11, I can see it. But, boy, this is going to run it really close. You got to make sure you have a play and you got to make sure your personnel realize if it's not there, just go down and stop the clock.
You got to call a timeout immediately.
You have to call a timeout immediately. Absolutely.
Michael in the gun. Irwin to his right. 2 receivers stacked near side. Now Solomon going to take the handoff and get spun down at the line of scrimmage. Tried to find a way to stretch out the wide receiver, but he was cut down quickly. And now Bedford does call a timeout to stop the clock. Great tackle by Augie Connors.
Absolutely.
The junior got him around the ankles for no gain. Bedford is left with 2.5 seconds here, 2.6 seconds to try this field goal. Joe Michael converted already in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Hit one from 27 yards out. And this one will be about 22 yards away.
A lot of respect there, Nick, for Sanchez. They had 2 guys spying him. Yeah, that's respect at its highest.
High snap. Hold is good. Michael's kick is drifting right and no good. Wide right, no good.
Big part of the game there, Nick.
So Memorial, they'll celebrate.
You bet they will.
As they win the battle at the end of the first half.
They dodged a bullet there.
Bedford still is going to take the halftime advantage with them into the locker room. 11-8, Steve, through 24 minutes. He's standing up as one of the up men at about the 30 with Kubani, one of the deep men, but this will be returned by Grudinskis, and Grudinskis is going to spin his way across the 35. That's not Grudinskis, but Aaron Scaling, who's going to be stopped at about the 39-yard line, so a good return there.
Like Patrick Burke.
By Scaling. He was stopped by Burke, you're right. The senior was set up, Bedford, with pretty good starting field position. Bulldogs, a scoreless first quarter. They committed, I think, 3 penalties in that first half, but Steve did not turn the ball over. Did miss a field goal at the end of that second quarter, but otherwise avoided those mistakes that they needed to avoid that we talked about pregame.
Done a good job.
Michael out of the gun is going to give, or fake the give to Irvin, keep it himself, and get dragged down along the left side of the line, only a yard or so downfield. Cote got him around the leg. They have the tackle around the right ankle. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Good defensive plays, some good wraps by Memorial. Their defense is playing better and tighter than they did last week as well.
Yeah.
I thought the defensive secondary of Memorial's done a pretty good job, other than the Sanchez pinches that they had around the corner.
Yeah, two linebackers standing on the edge here for Memorial on 2nd and 9, threatening a blitz. Sanchez acting as the quarterback, hands to Irwin, who's going to push the pile over right guard, close to the first down marker, across the 45, up to about the 48. Needs to get to about the 50 to move the sticks. So 3rd down and 2 with a minute gone this third quarter.
Looks like they're trying to squeeze, try to, run up the middle and kind of probe the middle, and I think they're getting ready for a fake with Sanchez running around the corner. This is an interesting way to come out and give a different look.
Yeah, they're running a wildcat here. 2 wingbacks, Sanchez as the quarterback.
Love it.
With Irwin as the deep tail. Memorial crowding the box on 3rd and 2. Irwin, the carrier again, and again stopped very close.
I think he's short.
To the first down, tackled in the hole. It's Cote again.
I think he's short.
Starting to rack up some tackles for the Crusaders, and yes, Steve, I think you're undefeated this year on that. They are short indeed. 4th down and about an inch.
Interesting call, but I don't think they're definitely going for it. This is interesting.
Maybe not an inch, about a foot, it looks like. Definitely less than a yard. Looks like 4th and a foot, just shy of midfield, and Bedford will go for it. They lead 11-8, 2 minutes into this third quarter.
Look for a quick snap.
Sanchez going to stay in as the quarterback. Out of the Wildcat, keeps it himself, right side. He's got a first down. Able to dive forward into Memorial territory down to the 46. 1st and 10.
Yeah, one of the elements of that game is don't sit back there and call a bunch of cadence. Just get up there, make sure your offensive line is set and all your players are set, and then just go. And they've got themselves a first down. They're keeping the drive alive. This is important for Bedford, coming in as the favorite, Nick. It's important for them to establish some points on this drive and then, turn this thing into a two-score game, and then that gives you some latitude with your defense.
Yeah, slim lead right now, 11-8. Not enough in the mind of Zach Matthews, the second-year head coach for Bedford. Out of the gun, Sanchez going to fake the pitch, keep it himself, navigate the right side of the line, and then turn out about 6 yards in the end. Able to lower that shoulder before he was met in the secondary. I believe that was Cote again. Starting to sound like a broken record, but yes, that was number 2 in red on the stop for the Crusaders. Gain of 7 in the end, Steve, 2nd and 3.
I like what Bedford's doing. I think Coach Matthews has done a good job opening up the second half. How do you prepare for that at halftime if you Coach Sturgis? I really like this. It's good strategy, and it's high percentage on a cold night, cold, wet night.
2nd and 3 from the Crusader 40. Irwin, right side, stretch run, first down and more. He's got the sideline. He's inside the 20. One man to beat, bumps him out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Another big run for Irwin. That's Russell, the junior. And Irwin's got Bedford again cooking now inside the red zone with 3.5 gone in this third quarter.
Irwin runs with a lot of keeps his feet on the ground, keeps them moving, and he's got a nice forward lean when he runs. Everything's all positive yardage. You always love those runners that have a propensity to think north-south. And only go east-west is the minimal amount. He cuts upfield very, very nicely around his blocks.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Sanchez has been the quarterback for this drive for Bedford. Takes a high snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself left side, dances, then cuts upfield, and he'll pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards. Tackled by, I believe, Wilson and Josephic, the safety. Combined on the stop, so in the end, they say what? Gain of about 6. I'd say 2nd down 6, and 4 maybe 7 on the way from about the 10-yard line.
Now think about this, Nick. Good strategy here. On a night you're putting the ball in your best athlete's hands every single time, so it makes it very difficult for the defense to defend this.
I've not seen the starting quarterback Joe Michael at all during this drive. Sanchez hands. Irwin fumbles. Ball is loose. Memorial says they have it, and the officials agree. Bedford with a big turnover, a red zone turnover. First mistake of the game by the Bulldogs. The Crusaders celebrate on the home sideline as they take over, still only trailing by a field goal, 11-8.
So the game, the plot thickens here. The game gets more interesting as we go along. We knew on a cold night, Nick, it's tough to handle that ball. I'm not sure that ever really got handled. That just almost kind of like rattled around there inside of the clutch, and you could see the ball never really got set.
Not quite a clean handoff.
It wasn't a clean handoff, really.
And Irwin upset as he went over to the Bedford sideline. Memorial comes up with a big turnover.
Big turnover.
See now one each way inside the 10-yard line tonight. Defensive ball game. 1st and 10 Memorial. They run a sweep near side. I think that's Sebo. It was. He gets cut down. Not much, maybe a yard. Colin Chandonnet again making the stop for Bedford. The middle linebacker has been active. Officially no gain on the carry. Nearly 5 minutes into this third quarter. Bedford still in front, 11-8.
Yeah, Memorial's offensive line got to get starting to stand up a little bit, Nick. They got to stay and fire out like they were doing in the first half. Let's see if they're able to correct that over time. But looks to me like they're standing up just a little bit. Bedford defensive line doing a nice job of winning the internal trench battles.
2nd down and 9 from their own 11. Josephic, 2 backs with him in the gun. Handoff, left side, stretch run. Colson with a foot race with Zabicki to the sideline, spun around by the jersey, out of bounds. Well, not much. I'd say maybe 2, looking for the corner.
You got a little
Never
more
quite
than that.
got there.
Yeah, he's got
Did he?
3rd and 3, so he got about 4.
Yeah, you're right. Tough to tell on that far
sideline.
sideline.
It did look like, I agree with you, Nick, it did look like he barely got past the line of scrimmage, but I think that last little burst, I was waiting for a flag on a horse collar there, but obviously he had the jersey. It's just so hard to see from here. So, clean tackle.
And again, we like to give kudos to the officials. This 5-man crew tonight, they've let the players play for the most part.
Done a great
Not a whole lot of flags either way.
Great job.
5 minutes in third quarter, 3rd down and 3 from their own 13. Memorial stays on the ground, big hole up the middle. The freshman Seymour.
He may have got it on the lean, Nick.
He was pumping those legs on the second effort, looking for the first down.
It's going to be really close. He's called it.
Yes, first down. Seymour lets out a scream of victory after the officials move the chain. The freshman with his father on the sideline is one of the coaches in agreement. And nodding in approval. His boy has done a nice job tonight.
Yeah, he sure should.
Meanwhile, the Memorial sidelines, not a huge crowd. A lot of the students are restricted, but
we hear them.
A lot of fans, a lot of parents. The band, you can hear the drums.
Been a long time, Nick. 4 years,
Yep.
Since we've seen anything like this. And
had not won in 4 years prior to a victory last year, and then 3 in a row to begin this season.
Is that Colson?
Colson on another big hole up the middle, Steve. You mentioned that was one of the keys tonight. Could the beef up front in red for the Crusaders consistently open holes through 4 quarters? So far, so good.
Well, one of the ways you can do that is keep this slow pace, burning the clock and giving the intervals of time to get the win on the offensive line and keep them fresh. And these sort of offensive battles do it, keeping that defense on the field for Bedford tires them out. That's the goal and the plan. Bedford guys are in pretty good shape, though, but most importantly, keep that offense off the field.
Against a 3-4 on 1st and 10 from their own 31. Another run play. Inside, Colson again hits the hole hard, and he's out near the first down stick.
Alex
got
Zwickow.
9, maybe 10. Shantanet there as well.
Zwickow saved possibly a much larger gain.
Yep. Yeah, Zwickow has been busy.
He has.
The outside linebacker, Parker Henrichsen, has been active tonight. But you can see, Steve, starting to see at least some hands on the hips on that Bedford side of the defense.
They've been on the field the first half much more than I think they're used to.
Memorial has held the time of possession advantage. They'll go to the air. It's Bergeron on 2nd and short, near side.
He's
Catch
got it.
made. A flag flies in after the tackle.
I think they're going to get a blow to the head there. That was late. It was in the grasp, and it looked to me like it was a blow to the head, Nick. We'll see.
Bergeron getting up, holding his helmet.
Yep.
Like he took a
shot
to the head. Yep.
But he was in the grasp. Sorry, Nick.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, you're right, Steve. He was in the grasp of 2 different Bedford players. The third one came in and hit him up high, and that's what the officials have a problem with. They throw the flag. Yep. It's a personal foul against the Bedford defense. Again, we just mentioned how these teams have been relatively mistake-free tonight, but that one an avoidable penalty that's going to hurt Bedford.
It was avoidable, but it certainly didn't appear to be intentional, Nick. It was just bang, bang. But you got to make the call because you got to protect these young men from blows to the head, and that's that. No matter what happens, intentions, whatever, they're always going to call that.
Memorial set up now in Bedford territory at the 41-yard line on 1st and 10. Handoff left side. Seymour stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. Zwickow, the senior, awaiting at the edge, makes another tackle for the Bulldogs. 2nd and 10.
Well, Zwickow does a good job of getting free and getting separation from the offensive player that he's going against, and he's able to kind of by getting separation, he's able to work his body in through the crease. He's got great vision, great eyes, and Bedford's always had. You go back to the last 5 or 6 years, the defensive ends that have come through Bedford have just been outstanding.
Right. 2nd down and 9.
Well coached.
Bedford with 4 down linemen. Memorial 3 receivers, all to the far side left. The handoff from the gun is to Seymour, and he's swallowed up. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not Seymour, but Colson.
Real
and the
lucky.
junior asking for a face mask there, but the officials say no.
Yeah, it looked to me like his head twisted, Nick, but the referees were right there and didn't make the call. So
Kubicki, the defensive tackle, on the stop. No gain on the run. 3rd down and 10 on the way. Inside of 4 minutes, 3rd quarter. Bedford's defense trying to get off the field with their 11-8 lead still intact.
Well, you got a close game here, but most importantly, Nick, Memorial's been able to change the field position deep down in their own zone, and you get into these sort of games, field position's very important.
Yeah, this drive began back at their own 10-yard line, trying to keep it going here. 3rd and 9 from the 40. Up the middle on a quarterback run. Josephic spinning, leaning forward, but not going to get enough. In the end, probably a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards to set up a 4th down and 5, maybe 4th and 6. And not much of a decision. You're right, Steve. Coach Sturgis going to keep the offense on the field.
No doubt.
At the Bedford, 30, 7-yard line.
Boy, you got good eyes, Nick, tonight. Let me
I don't
tell
know if
you.
that's right, but we'll see.
You know, we're talking about players. Certainly Josevic has played a very solid game so far.
Yeah.
Both sides of the ball, really. He's been led out there at safety, but offensively, running the crew on offense here as a quarterback, he's done a good job tonight so far.
4th and 6 against a 4-man front, 4 receivers set, 3 left side. Josevic goes near side, threads the needle to Bergeron. First down, makes the catch in double coverage.
That is a big play. You know, the big thing about there, Nick, for Bergeron is he knew exactly where the stick was, Nick, the first yard marker, and he went over, and Josevic just threw a strike. I mean, you can't throw a ball better than that. It can only be dropped. That's the only thing. It can't be intercepted. And that was a well-orchestrated play, and boy, is that a big one at this time of the game.
Grudinskis and Irwin providing pretty good double coverage there, but again, it was Josevic who threads the needle and places it through the window for the first down. So a big 4th down conversion sets up a 1st and 10. Memorial back to the ground, and not much this time right side as Colson, a little slow to get up.
Yeah.
Limping a little bit as he makes his way to the home sideline.
Yeah, it's very important to manage your player personnel when you start getting in the middle and end of the third quarter, Nick, because sometimes the games can be made on the depth, and it's very important that he gets these guys. Probably wants to work Sebo into it a little bit more to give him some carries, to give Colson fresh.
Looks like Colson's just trying to shake it off, so to speak, on the sideline. 2nd down and 7. Handoff. This is Seymour, and he's going to push the pile down inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line. Yeah. Still about 3 or 4 yards shy of the first down. We had a minute and a half to go in this third quarter. Memorial trying to get back in the red zone, still trailing by a field goal, 11-8.
This is all about knowing ahead of time. This is 4-down territory, no matter what, Nick. Until you get within the field goal range, and they're running plays based on the fact that they know the yardage they need to get each carry. They're doing a good job.
Josevic. Dual backs again out of the gun. Handoff, Colson.
Good job by Bedford.
He's right back in the game after a playoff, and he's not going to get much. Again, the Bulldogs bringing the push up the middle. Led out of the secondary by Kumbani, who makes another tackle. And we're inside of the final minute here. Third quarter, 4th down and 5 now on the way for Memorial from the Bedford 23-yard line.
Really surprised, Nick, that they went inside again on there. It looked to me, Bedford was stacked up in the middle. Everybody was up front. Good opportunity to go off tackle there. It was so obvious I would have called a timeout, as crazy as that sounds. Because
Memorial's going to call a timeout right here.
There you go. I would have called it last play, and if that's the way Bedford's going to defensively set, you get Colson running free, to the outside.
All right. Well, again, a reminder, we're across a number of mediums tonight, radio, digital, TV, and we're excited about our new partnership with the NFHS that'll most likely continue throughout this postseason tournament. So check them out. Check us out, of course, on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire on YouTube, FNL NH Media. Hit the subscribe button, please. We're also on radio tonight, WBNH 105.1 FM in Bedford, and locally on both BCTV and MCTV. Nick Anastos with Steve Beals, Bedford. Well, they've won 2 titles in the last 5 seasons. 2016 and 18, they were the Division I champs. Trying to get back to that championship game for the first time since. They got on the board first play of the second quarter. Solomon Sanchez, a 41-yard touchdown run. He went untouched and then converted the 2-point try as well to put Bedford out in front 8-0. Memorial about midway through the second came back with an Eric Seymour 1-yard touchdown run. 2-point try was Colson. From Colson was good as well. 8-8, a Joe Michael field goal in the final minutes of the first half. Gave Bedford the lead again, 11-8, and that is where we are right now with 30 seconds to go in this third quarter. Memorial facing a 4th down and 5 out of the timeout. Colson slips. Tried to get to the far side. Zwicky was there anyway. Colson could not keep his footing. Goes down for a loss, and the Bedford Bulldog defense again comes away with a big stop.
Really upset. Very emotional player, Kai Colson, and it suits him well. It works for him. he's really upset in the sidelines that he slipped in that situation. That was a play that I think was there at third down, that to hit Colson on the outside, Nick. That time, I'm not sure at the end of the day he would have beaten him around the corner. It was too hard to tell from here, but with the slip, we'll never know.
All right, Michael, back in at the quarterback spot. His first action since the first half. Remember that last drive was led by Solomon Sanchez. Give to Irwin, big hole, big first down.
Yeah, Michael back in the game.
About a 14-yard pickup for Irwin, with a hole big enough to drive a Toyota through. He's out to the 37-yard line. And, Steve, that may or may not be the final play of this third quarter as we're taking the clock down inside of 10 seconds.
Just to square that away, you meant a Toyota Tundra, right? You weren't thinking about right?
Could have driven an aircraft carrier through that thing. Bulldogs trying to get one last play off. The officials are going to blow this dead. There is still 3 seconds remaining on the clock.
I think the ref clock has already expired. Oh, nope. Offsides by Memorial. Looked like it might have been a neutral zone infraction where he was lined up in the neutral zone. Either or.
The officials blew it dead.
That's a big, that now you got what, 1st and 5, Nick. That changes the picture, especially for a spread offense, you know.
Memorial, to their credit, have not committed many defensive penalties tonight.
No, they haven't. They played a pretty clean game.
Right. That one, though, a slip-up that costs them 5 yards. So the quarter can't end on a defensive penalty, so we'll get one more play here, despite the fact that there's zeros up on the scoreboard. Right? Or are we going to the fourth? No, we are going to go.
Yeah, I think the refs
to the fourth quarter.
I think the refs watch. That's the one that counts, Nick. I think that had expired.
Okay.
So I think that's what happened there. No, but they're not going to have to walk far.
No. They'll switch ends of the field, but in this case, only about a 15 or so yard walk. All right, that's it for quarter number 3. Bedford with an 11-8 lead over Memorial. In what has been, Steve, a very tight game throughout. Obviously, a lot of folks around the state, despite the fact that Memorial, the home team tonight, with a winning record at 3-2, considered a big underdog tonight, just given the recent history of these two programs. Memorial, really some dark days a few years ago, went 4 seasons without winning a football game. They got that monkey off their back last year with a victory, and then this year won the first 3 out of the gate. Meanwhile, for Bedford, they're used to winning titles.
Yes, they are.
Champions in 2016, 2018 at the D1 level. A little bit of a setback last year, although they did still finish at 6-3. This year, a 3-2 record with a resume padding victory over defending champion Londonderry. But tonight, all that stuff out the window. Memorial has hung around and then some, despite the fact they still trail by a field
goal. Well, we can talk after the play.
Start of the fourth quarter. Michael, facing a Memorial blitz, puts a man in motion, hands left side, Irwin. Great counter play. First down, and then about 20 more along the sideline. Still on his feet, inside now the 30-yard line, where he's finally bumped out of bounds at the 30. Boy, Irwin seems like it's like a fine wine, getting better with age here as the game has gone on, starting to rip off some impressive runs.
Yeah, he just doesn't. He's not going to go down. You're going to have to bring him down. You're going to have to wrap him, and if you don't, he's going to keep on going. We talked about the forward lean and the fact that he keeps his feet moving at all times. And the whole time he did that, he's protecting the football with 2 hands. He's a smart young man. They're doing a good job.
Got that running back type of build.
Absolutely, yep.
Very low to the ground, good balance, a lot of power. First down, Michael. Counter handoff. Sanchez looking for the edge now, does make a cut and dives forward for about 3 yards. Good job on contain, though, by Memorial.
Yeah.
Josephic from the safety spot, the man who actually made the tackle.
He's played a good game both sides of the ball tonight.
In the end, Sanchez, though, they give him 5 on that carry to set up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, if you can keep Sanchez to 5 yards, you're doing something. What has to happen, I mean, one of the things that Sanchez makes Irwin better, Irwin makes Sanchez better. They're doing a nice job utilizing both of their strengths on the field. And but now we're down towards the red zone, Nick. Memorial, if they're going to have a chance this game's got to hold here.
2nd down and 5 from the 33-yard line. Bedford leading 11-8, looking to get back in the red zone. Back to the left side, back to Irvin. Lowers his shoulder inside the 15 and has dropped it about the 13-yard line. Plenty of room there for another Bulldog first down.
Well, like we just said the last play there, they're using Irwin and Sanchez to their advantage, Nick. You're running both in opposite directions, so everybody's got to stay home in that situation. And they were able to get a block on the inside. The offensive ends are doing a terrific job sealing them in. And Memorial's backs it to the door, backs it to the wall here.
1st and 10 from the 14. Bedford threatening to make this a 2-score game with nearly 2 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter. We have another flag on the play before the snap.
Memorial signaling it's Bedford.
It was the line judge who threw it.
False start.
You called it.
Yep. So that's a pretty significant penalty. Yeah.
5-yard setback that'll bring the football back to the 19-yard line, set up a 1st and 15.
Yeah, if you're going to go back 5 yards, you want to go back on first down, not second, third, right. Because Bedford's got options and now to gradually make play calls that they're looking for 6 or 7 minimum. And
the Memorial sideline and the crowd starting to chant defense, trying to pick up this Crusader defensive unit. Michael out of the gun, fakes the handoff, gonna throw, has time, into the end zone, jump ball, and Zwicky went up to get it. It's gonna be a touchdown, Bedford. Zwicky able to rip it away, a wrestling match in the end zone on that jump ball. And Zwicky, who had a highlight type of interception defensively earlier on a similar type of effort, makes an effort here in the end zone that gives his team now a 9.2-score lead at 17-8 with the extra point try on the way.
Yeah, I'd be interested. They're going to kick it here. They're going to stay with the 10 points, have an opportunity here to make it a touchdown, Nick, and a field goal. That's a big score by Bedford, and that's just a great personal effort right there.
Kick up and good.
Boy, he's got a leg, doesn't he?
Michael, who went 1 for 2 on field goal tries in the first half, secures his first extra point try tonight to make this 18-8 with 2 minutes gone in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I give Coach Matthews a lot of credit and the offensive play calling crew of really recognizing that how difficult it is when you've got those two running backs, Sanchez and
Irwin.
Thank you. Been talking about them all night. Sanchez and Irwin just doing a great job putting them both in motion, Nick, and just making it not in both in motion, but both moving in the opposite directions, which is limiting the ability to over-pursue Sanchez on one side, and that's what's going on. They are giving Sanchez the edge on defensive coverage, we can understand, and that's what's opening up Irwin from to be able to break off these big yardage plays.
So now it's on Memorial to respond, trailing tonight for the first time by 2 scores, 18-8. Still plenty of time for Coach Sturgis and his crew. 10 minutes and change remaining in regulation, but the time to get busy is now. Michael's kick, high, short, handled near side. Pretty good man on a shake and bake. That's Seymour across the 30. Spun down at about the 32, maybe the 33. Tackle made by the Bulldogs' Hayden Chaney.
You know, Nick, when you think about the responsibility on this football team that's in a playoff game put on this young freshman, it's Seymour. It's pretty impressive. Forget the physical elements of a freshman playing at this level, but how about the mental elements of a freshman playing at this level? Yeah. Seems to be cool. Obviously, having a dad as a coach, I'm sure through the youth leagues and so on and so forth, he's been trained and had those experience at the youth level. But this is varsity football, and he's just shining really bright tonight.
Yeah, he's played well tonight. He's played well this season. All right, Josephic, back to throw. Going to go deep. Deep, down the far sideline. Tipped away, incomplete. Good coverage. Owen Christopher right there for Bedford.
Yeah,
They've got
job.
2 hands on that one to knock it away, incomplete. I believe it was tended for Sebo.
Yeah, that ball was thrown.
Bergeron. That was Bergeron.
That ball was thrown too late in the pattern, in the route, Nick. Josephic's he had separation, but he waited to see the separation rather than anticipate. You got to throw that ball to the spot let him run underneath it. But he did have some separation. There was an opportunity, just a little late in the throw.
The receiver was actually Will Clark.
Yep, Will Clark. Yep,
who has not been targeted often tonight. Just 2 looks. Colson on 2nd and 10, spins in the hole right side, and does lean forward across the, It's 35 to 36. Looks like a gain of 4.
It's not 4th down.
Third down and 6.
4th down there. It
should be 3rd and 6. It is. All right. Memorial trying to avoid the 3 and out, Steve. Their defense.
Important. Yeah, this is a critical part of the game here. I'll put this as the number 4 most important play of the game, or for drive. At this point in the drive, they've got to get a first down here, Nick. That's going to be tough to come out of.
Josephic back to the air, low pass near side. Bergeron does pull it in.
Yeah, you're going to give it to him.
But it's in front of the stick. A good 2 yards shy. It'll be 4th down and 2.
You got to decide. Do you want to try to win the game now, or do you want to try to kick it away? I think they're going to go for it.
I think you have to go for it.
I think you have to go for it, Nick, here, given the fact that you can't give it back to Bedford at 8:50. It's a lot to put on the line, Nick. Don't get me wrong.
They're at their own 40-yard line, 4th down and officially 3.
But
just over 3 minutes gone by, 4th quarter. Down by 10 points. Josephic hands to Colson. This time he's got the room. He's got the first down. And he's close to midfield. Wrapped up
Dylan
by Kubani.
He has been all over the place tonight, Nick. He's had some big plays tonight.
Kumani?
Oh, Kumani. I mean, if he doesn't make that tackle, Colson's gone. Yeah. I mean, he's gone. Nobody was in position to catch him in that situation. He's made a couple of those plays tonight where it looks like Colson was going to break it, and he was able to wrap his ankles.
Seymour and Sebo are the 2 backs now as Colson gets a rest on 1st and 10. Memorial back to the air. Josephic overthrows his intended man, incomplete at Bergeron along the near sideline, but
that's Bergeron. He's got to run his route.
Too much muscle on that throw.
Well, I think probably a combination of both. It was a strong throw, but Bergeron's got to run his route and never stop. And it looked to me like he slowed down a little bit on the route, but like you say, that was pretty well. That was a strong throw right there. But he's got an arm, Josephic.
Yeah, he's played every snap tonight for Memorial, the senior, hoping that it's not the end of the road tonight.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can for his team.
As are, seniors on both teams, of course. 4 minutes in, 4th quarter, down by 10, back to the ground. Big play up the middle. A big burst of first down and then some. Sebo on by far his longest carry tonight, or was that Coty? Steve, that was Coty.
No, that was Sebo.
You sure?
Well, maybe it wasn't. Hold on.
I thought it might have been number 2,
I think
Coty.
that was number 4.
All right, either way, it's nearly a 30-yard, a 19-yard gain. This definitely is Sebo.
Yep.
And it's definitely snubbed out for a yard loss along the left side. Bedford ready that time. Sam Lacombe gets a tackle for himself along the edge. It'll be 2nd down and 10 here.
I really think they need to use the backs because they got to keep Colson fresh because he's the one that can break it, Nick. Sebo could too if he gets it, but he needs a little more room than Colson does. Colson's a little more north-south, and they got to be able to keep him fresh so he can break one.
Second down and 11 from the Bedford 32-yard line. And Josephic lost the ball on the snap. Memorial, though, does recover. Heads up, Johnny on the spot play by Colson, who bails out his quarterback there and maintains the possession for Memorial.
He does, but that's a costly
down. Yep, because now it's 3rd down and 15 after that 5-yard loss. Clock ticking. We're approaching the midway point, 4th quarter. Memorial still trailing 18-8.
Yeah, this is where Coach has got to open up his playbook just a little bit. Look at a screen pass or something like that if Bedford's going to bring it.
3rd down and 15. On the Bulldog 36-yard line, 3 down linemen for Bedford. They go back to the ground. Colson trying to bounce it right side, nearly lost his balance, and then is finished off by Zwickau. Well, Zwickau scored a touchdown a moment ago. He's already had an interception. And at least a half dozen tackles there on that edge.
Might have looked at an underneath pass, Nick, because Bedford's going to play it back. They know it's 2 down territory. They're going to give you underneath. And I would have grabbed 7 or 8 yards there that Bedford was willing to give, so it could put you, 4th and 5, 4th and 6.
Instead, the run goes for none. And now it's 4th and 15.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing run there, and then they're playing soft pass underneath.
Yep.
And
they'll probably do the same here. They're going to guard the stick.
Well, definitely here.
Yeah. They're going to guard the stick. You can see the corners are given about 10 yards. I'd say at least 7. A pad there. All right, Josephic going to dance, in trouble, brought down and sacked. It's Magnus Steele. How about that name? Magnus Steele, the junior with the sack.
It's a good football name.
And Bedford, good football team. They're going to take over here. Just inside the midway point, 4th quarter. Bulldogs now with the football and a 10-point lead.
That'd be a good name in the movie Gladiator. One of my favorite if not my favorite
all time.
I like that.
Well, back in my college days, Steve, at the end of the season, we'd give an all-conference team.
Yep.
So we go around the conference and find
Maximus
best names. Magnus. Right?
Magnus.
Or what is it? No, Magnus.
I like it.
Magnus. Magnus Steele, the junior.
Parents named him well.
And he's been out there tonight making plays in the trench. A big play
job
there. The sack gets Bedford the football back at their own 43-yard line. Now the mission to chew some clock. They keep it on the ground, and Sanchez going to bounce it out near side for a first down. Going to tiptoe to stay inbounds. Heady play by the senior. Finally tackled inside the 40-yard line at about the Crusader 37.
Surprised it wasn't.
But it's coming back, Steve.
I was going to say, I saw a hold back there, Nick.
So did the officials. It's coming back.
I was just going to say, I said, well, I didn't see a flag, but you did. I was going to say, I saw a hold. But then I said, well, maybe he shrouded it enough where he got to protect it, but it doesn't look like it. That's a costly penalty for Bedford.
Yep.
And it's a penalty that adds life to the Memorial Crusaders tonight.
Yep.
They needed a break like that.
And needed something to go their way after turning the ball over.
Plenty of time.
Third time tonight on downs. Mm-hmm. Right, we've seen that 3 times, including a moment ago. This one, though, looked like the hold was at the line of scrimmage. So what is this here? They're going way back.
It's almost like it was a personal foul.
Yeah.
Or is it the spot of the foul?
Right, but then what? The foul was in the backfield because this is going way back.
I didn't see the hole in the backfield.
27, so it's really a 16-yard penalty.
I don't know, Nick. I have to.
I'm not sure.
That's a lot of yardage right there.
Clock though, now winding again as we head towards 5 minutes. Michael on 2nd and a mile, screen pass near side, receiver breaks the tackle. Coming near side, this is Henrichen. And Henrichen rolls his way up near the first down marker.
Clock beginning to become a factor with 4:55, just under 5 minutes left, Nick. This is a situation where if Bedford can move the sticks here, it's going to the percentages of the opportunity to come back just continue to wane for Memorial. They've got to make a stop here.
And 2nd down and 16 on the way. A 10-yard pickup a moment ago.
Yeah, I think Coach Matthews is more than willing to continue running the ball, Nick, tonight. Yeah, at this point in the game. I mean,
the clock ticking. We're down to 4.5. Bedford still nursing a 10-point lead, 18-8. Handoff left side. Irwin looking for the corner. He's got it. He's got a first down, and now he's got his eyes on the end zone, but he is wrapped down from behind, spun down. Although deep into Memorial territory, piercing inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. Another big 25-yard plus rip.
Yeah, they got to make some adjustments on that play. That's hurt them all night long. They're leading Sanchez to the right, Nick, and then they're running Irwin back the other way, and they're getting terrific collapse blocking on the outside linebacker there, and it's doing a number. They're running a receiver out. They're forcing the cornerback, and it's just a complete lane there for him to do a lot of damage tonight with that play.
Tick, tick, tick. Double wing back. 4 minutes and counting. 4th quarter. Bedford up 18-8. Play action throw. Michael on 1st and 10. Down the middle. Caught near the goal line. And Sanchez is ruled down just shy of the goal line.
Yeah, but they got a first down, Nick, and then they're down. Now this is going to make it real difficult if they can't. Oh.
Wait a minute.
It's on the other.
We got a penalty against Memorial that is declined.
Yeah.
Looks like, I'm not sure, defensive holding. Either way, flag picked up after Bedford declines it. They'll pick up the big gain of about 29 yards through the air there from Michael to Solomon. Bedford now on the doorstep at the 1 yard line, first and goal.
Yeah, this is what Bedford wanted, to be able to get a little separation. They created a 2-score game, Nick, and they're executing well towards the end. And this is going to make it really difficult if Bedford's able to get in the end zone with 3:43 left. The gap is just getting too wide. Because remember, they don't have a powerful passing attack,
Well, Bedford scores and gets the extra point.
Yeah.
It's now a 3-score game.
It
so
sure is.
That's something to watch should the Bulldogs cross the goal line. They're going to try and do so here from just inside the 2 yard line on first and goal. Irwin is the back. Sanchez is in motion. Snap taken by Michael. Handoff to Irwin, right side, and he walks in for a Bedford touchdown. A 1 yard scamper by the tailback, Russell Irwin. He's ran hard tonight, Steve.
He sure
gets
has.
his reward here, his first touchdown
factor
of the night. Bedford extends their lead now to 24-8, a 16-point margin, 3:23 to go. Big extra point try on the way by Joe Michael to try and stretch this to a 3-score game.
And this is what you would have expected earlier in the game. It's just that
Kick up, plenty of leg,
he
and
sure
good.
does. He's a great,
right down the middle.
Got a great leg.
He's looked good tonight. 3 of 4 overall on kicks. He did miss a 22-yard field goal just before halftime, but gets a big point here. Bedford now with a 25-8 lead. They've scored 17 unanswered points dating back to the second quarter.
And, Irwin and Sanchez have just been too much for Memorial to be able to control. And you just got to give the Bedford blocking scheme a lot of credit. They've been able to seal off the end, the outside pursuit, and of the defense, and they've been able to swing arcs around the side. And Irwin's done a terrific job, not only running the ball but protecting the football. Other than the one drop down there, but that was really more of a fumble, kind of like a Karaman back and forth in his hands. But overall, Irwin's done a terrific job protecting the football.
He's got to be close.
He's
got over 100 yards.
He's
tonight.
over 100 yards. Yeah, for sure.
Unofficially, but I can't imagine he's underneath that mark.
Well-designed plays and well executed by Bedford at the time that they needed it the most.
Yep. Bedford has outscored Memorial 14-0 in this second half, and now lead by 17, 25-8 with 3:23 to go. Kick is going to be handled at the 10-yard line. Sebo trying to make his way back to the middle. He's across the 20. He's wrapped up there, though.
Bedford
and
running
dropped
downhill
at about the 22-yard line. Gang tackled by a number of players, including Aaron Scaling. So, Memorial not going to quit.
Nope.
Their senior quarterback, Josephic, back in the huddle, hoping for a miracle finish.
But if
a miracle comeback here, it's not looking likely with 3:12 to go.
No, but when you get playoff time for Bedford, it's really important for them to finish the game strong, not come out strong, and then all of a sudden let Memorial back in it and then win by the skin of their teeth. What Bedford's done has been progressing as the game went on and kind of wearing down their opponent with their great weapons. And I think the calls from the sideline have been very good on both sides of the field, Nick.
1st and 10, Josephic, 4 receivers set, takes a low snap, has time, throws right side, catch made, and then a big hit laid out at about the 25-yard line. Short gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards. I believe that was Clark on the grab, hit immediately by Hinrichsen. No huddle, Memorial, inside of 3 minutes now, on 2nd and 7. Josephic rolling out to the right, plants his feet, throws down the far seam, and it's incomplete. Nobody in the area there.
Yeah, surprised he threw that ball, Nick. I don't know who he was throwing to.
There were 2 receivers further down the field.
Out. Yeah, I saw that.
But nobody in the immediate area. It's 3rd down now and 6 officially. Clock frozen. 2:45 to go. Bedford still in front, 25-8.
And the initial drive by Memorial, they got all the way down to the 2-yard line, 3-yard line that they weren't able to score. Nick is looming large in this game.
Yep.
And
that was on the opening drive of the game.
And I said in pregame that that was a key to the game. You cannot leave the ball you can't leave the ball on the field there at that location without scoring, and that's cost them so far.
Even had they gotten 3,
exactly,
it still would have been a 2-score game at this point.
Yeah.
Little out pattern on 3rd and 6. It's incomplete. Josephic trying to find Seymour along the far sideline, but overthrew the freshman. Coverage provided for Bedford by Grudinskis. And now a 4th down and 6. It's really desperation time for the Crusaders from their own 26. They're going to roll the dice, keep Josephic on the field, and likely go for it here on a fourth down.
Yeah, just two other players that really come in the game. Alex Zwickau has played a fantastic game tonight.
He's my player of the game.
Yeah, he has been all over the place, and he was getting it done when things weren't going so well for Bedford. He was making big plays throughout those periods.
Had a touchdown and an interception tonight for Bedford. On fourth down, catch is made, but the tackle is made in front of the stick. John Charbonneau, the junior, his first catch tonight. He was laid out right away.
Yep. Nice coverage.
And
yeah, you really, in that play,
ends up being about 2 yards shy.
Yeah.
For the fourth time tonight, the Bulldogs force a stop on fourth down.
Yeah, everything's rolling downhill right now for Bedford, Nick, as they close. They're very motivated. I think there's a little bit of sigh of relief on Bedford, but they've earned it. And they've earned that sigh of relief. And because of very, very well executed offensive plays and some defensive linebacker work that's just been outstanding. And who else was?
Well, we know Sanchez has played well
Sanchez
tonight. So is Irwin, the two
yeah.
primary ball carriers for Bedford. But
yeah, Kumbani was the other one that's
Kumbani's played well.
Yeah, he's played real well.
Zwickau has been involved in, I think, the two biggest plays so far.
Yes,
tonight.
he has.
The interception and then that jump ball in the end zone earlier in this second half. Michael going for Zwickau down the middle. He gets the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Bedford. Hey, why not? Says Coach Matthews. Going for the jugular. 31-8 now with 2:24 to go in the fourth quarter. Zwickau has touchdown number 2.
Yeah, opening up the playbook a little bit there. Was surprised of the amount of separation, Nick, because maybe they were just caught off guard, thought they were going to run the ball, but you got to cover. You got to be prepared for both there. And now the game is taking out a score that I think a lot of people I had heard throughout the week expecting here, but
it's a 30-yard hookup.
The game was closer for up until about 5 minutes in the game, Nick. It was a much closer game, and Bedford's just been able to stretch it out here at the end.
Extra point try is no good as Michael misfires. Kick a little wide left. So the score remains 31-8 in favor of Bedford. Bulldogs have scored 23 straight, dating back to the 7:09 mark of the second quarter. Might as well recap. Solomon Sanchez, 41-yard touchdown, put Bedford on the board just 10 seconds into the second quarter. The two-point try was successful. Bedford led 8-0. Memorial got on the board for the only time tonight, a 1-yard touchdown run on 4th and 1 by Eric Seymour, the freshman. Kai Colson, two-point try, tied the game at 8. Just over 4 minutes to go until halftime. Bedford retook the lead with a Joe Michael 27-yard field goal. Michael would miss from 22 yards as time expired in that first half. So Bedford led 11-8. At the break, we had a scoreless third quarter with both defenses really bending but not breaking in that frame. And then early in the fourth, Michael Zwickau, a 19-yard touchdown pass. Extra point kick was good. 18-8 Bedford at that point. And then just moments ago, Russell Irwin, a 1-yard touchdown run, made it 25-8. And then just 1 minute ago, Michael Zwickau for the second time tonight. Extra point try fails. Bedford leads 31-8, just outside of 2 minutes. Memorial's kick return goes up over the 20 to about the 25-yard line, where Josephic will have another series in red here. One more for the Crusaders senior.
Execution tonight, I would say pretty good execution by both teams through the first half. Pretty good. Bedford's come out in the third quarter and executed the game plan very, very well. And, when you've got a defense that can keep on, you're forcing those 3 and outs, and that's exactly what they did. It put the ball in Bedford's hands on offense more and more, and that we knew if that happened, this would be a lopsided game.
Memorial on 1st and 10, calls a run play. Colson left side, not going to get much wrestled down on the edge.
Well, I think that bomb into the end zone has got some of the Memorial players a little frustrated.
Yeah, not happy.
Not happy about that. But
tackle made by Sean Danette, and they are starting to jaw a little bit back and forth inside of 2 minutes.
Get back to business.
Josephic on 2nd and 10.
Yeah, we gotta be careful over here on the sideline.
Basically, a fight here in the backfield between a couple of an O lineman and a D lineman. Meanwhile, the play stretches to the far sideline, goes out of bounds.
Well, you saw none of this until they threw the ball in the end zone.
It's now 3rd down and 9, and it's personal now, I think, for a lot of these Memorial players. The officials got to be careful here.
Yep.
3rd down and 9, though. Clock is stopped with 1:40 to go. Bedford with a big lead now at 31-8. Coming up after the game, we'll set the stage for tomorrow. A busy day in the NHIAA. We'll be on the road on the Seacoast.
Can't wait for that game tomorrow, Nick. I'll tell you, that's going to be a good one.
We'll talk a little bit about that after the game. Take a look at the North BG game as well that was being played tonight. On 3rd and long, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, referees
draw a play for Seymour. No gain or a short gain. They'll give him 2. 4th down and 7. And again, starting to turn into a wrestling match out there.
Bit. I think cooler heads are starting to prevail, though. I mean, it's just you can't blame Memorial. They came out here. They worked hard, but Bedford's just been able to. This third quarter has been the third in especially the first half of the fourth quarter and all of the fourth quarter really has been Bedford's quarter, and they're finishing strong. And like I said earlier, if you're going to go Concord's going to come to you, or you're going to go to Goffstown. Whoever wins that game tomorrow, this is how you want to end the game, Nick. Playing strong.
We're scoring 23 straight. Not a bad way to get the job done on the road. 4th down and 9. Memorial deep in their own end. Going to go for it. Joseph going to throw down the field, and it's incomplete. Trying to find a man streaking down the seam. It was Bergeron. Seymour or Bergeron.
Had pretty good coverage.
Yep. But again, the pass a little too deep from Josephic, and that may be the final pass he throws as a Crusader. Just 44 seconds to go now. Bedford going to come back onto the field with a 31-8 lead, and most likely end this football game with a couple of knees, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so. Josephic, nothing to be down about for Josephic, other than obviously wanted to win, wanted to move on in your senior year and everything else. But he's given everything he could tonight, leading this Memorial Crusader team, and I give him a lot of credit. He showed a lot of poise tonight and played well on both sides of the ball. Good leader.
Michael will take a pistol snap, drop his left knee to the turf, and the clock resumes down to 30 seconds. So Bedford going to get it done. A little unsure of themselves perhaps at halftime with just a 3-point lead, but they get what they
worked it out.
They need to get in the second half, and they get it done. Looks like this is going to end up at 31-8, final 15 seconds. Bedford will take one more snap and one more knee.
Yeah, I think one of the keys to the game coming out of the second half is I think the adjustments that Coach Matthews and crew made in the halftime. I don't know. It certainly looked like the fact that they recognized they could hook block. They recognized they could hook block very well.
All right, that'll do it. Bedford seals the deal with a 31-8 victory over Manchester Memorial here in Manchester. A valiant effort, a Bulldog team that was frankly embarrassed a week ago in their loss against Nashua South, a blowout loss against the Purple Panthers that frankly not many saw coming. They had short time to right that ship, Steve, but they do get it done on the road in tough, snowy, cold conditions tonight. They score 23 unanswered, and they win it by a score of 31-8.